Smashing up the grill, man. Corona is mashing up the grill. It's mashing up the flex. Bald eagle. Yes, guy. Back again. Good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. Thanks for coming back. Talking about Corona today. Not so much the disease, because we all know now it's been far too long in the game, and got blues, man. I got the blues. And the reason I've got the blues, outside of all the tragic loss, outside of the bumbling handling of it and everything else that's been going on, is that I was fired up. I don't know if you've noticed from my welcome video or from the how you get your license video. Click here and here, or here and here, or somewhere in this area. It'll be there if you want to see those. It's mashing up the grill, man. Corona is mashing up the grill. It's mashing up the flex. That means it's messing everything up. Look, before I really go off, the original plan, save up the money, get going, try and fly once or twice a week. I kind of got there beginning of this year. I was ready. I'd convinced myself. I'd convinced my family. We were all on board. I was going for it. Had the plans, picked the school. I was there. And then Corona. Shut everything down, as we know. Now look, I appreciate, am I being a little bit of an exaggerator? Yeah. Are there more serious things going on? Absolutely. But when you've got a dream, when you've got a goal, when you've got something that you're excited and fired up about, and delays happen or things happen that are out of your control, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Nothing you can do about it but sit, wait, twiddling your thumbs, listening to crickets and birds, carrying on like their life is just going on. I'd even got down to the point where I changed my plans. I was going to originally try and get a lesson in once a week, maybe twice a week. I was now going to take out a big old block booking, batter this thing out in 3 or 4 weeks, weather permitting. And that's not the case. Corona. I've got the blues, people, the blues. And the worst thing about it is the weather. Look at this weather. Hold on. Let me show you the weather. Look at it. Bright sunshine. Everywhere you look. Alright, don't check for the indoor bowls. I'm not really. It's just where I could find to film. But look at the sky. The sky's nuts. And it's been like that pretty much since the middle of March, when we got locked down. A little bit late, but when we got locked down for COVID. So here we are. So what can we do in the meantime? Because, let's be honest, again, you got dreams, delays happen, things happen. And, you know, everything for a reason, everything in its season. So what can we do when delays come about that we cannot control? What have I been doing? I've been trying to study. I say trying. I started out really, really well. I was studying air law, first of the exams. Yeah, I kind of got through it, and then it's just so hard to keep up the momentum. I can't lie. I want to keep going, and I will, but it's tough. But still doing a lot of research, keeping in contact with schools. You kind of got to try and keep your finger on the pulse. That's really important. Also quite important is trying to just maintain a sense of it is going to happen, and thinking the best, you know, positivity and all that. That's quite important. So what am I doing? I'm shopping, trying to pick up some equipment. It kind of dawned on me that as they start to release the COVID thing, by the way, do you guys say COVID or COVID? Let me know in the comments. I never know. I always say COVID. No, do I? COVID? Moving on. So during this time, it's occurred to me that as they do release general aviation and things in general, I not as prepared as I thought, which is one of the dangers of undue delays. You kind of get lulled into a false sense of security. You think it's almost never going to happen, and you start projecting way down, and then next thing you know, it's on your doorstep and you're not ready. It's like when you wake up early for work, you think I've got loads of time, and then before you know it, you're running out the door late because you're going to miss a train. Anyone can testify. So I've been shopping, buying equipment like this, cameras and stuff like that. And again, I'm realizing in this time, I'm not ready. I don't know how to use cameras and mics and syncing audio and editing and stuff like that. And as I say, a lot of this stuff is for the journey, so I can debrief flying and charter my flights, and so I follow my flights. But you know, again, it helps with the YouTube stuff. Let me know how you think I'm doing. I'm trying to learn, trying to make it a little bit better, giving you the angles. I suppose the other thing the delay brings is an opportunity to get used to delays. Let's be honest, I do live in the UK. Let's be honest, the weather doesn't always look like this. Do I need to remind you about it's so warm, my mouth is dry, I can't even kiss my teeth properly. Anyway, the weather is, you know, it's nice weather, is what I'm saying. Look, it gives you an opportunity, because you know the weather isn't always going to be like this, to get used to delays. It's quite possible, and I'm staying calm while I say this, that when I do start flying, this weather may not last. Crossing, praying, please Lord, may not last. The cloud base may come down. The wind might pick up. The rain might start. All those kind of things. In the UK, there are a lot of delays to general aviation because you can't fly by instruments, so you need a certain amount of stuff going on. And again, in your dream, whatever your dream is, there are going to be delays. How do we manage it? That's what's important. Things are brightening up. Things are looking up. Things are starting to be released. So if you didn't already know, for those of you who are in GA, which I can't imagine is anybody in general aviation doesn't know, that if you already got a license, schools are allowing you to go out and fly again. Obviously, for people like myself who are waiting for instructors and schools to open up, instructors to be available, not quite yet. We'll probably be along the same lines as driving instructors. Obviously, we'll be sitting in a cockpit smaller than this car, and so the government is being super cautious about those kind of social distancing measures and stuff like that. But the aviation medical examiners are opening up now, which means next week Friday, I'm hoping to have done my medicals. Hopefully my next video, tune in next week, hopefully the next one will be me saying I've passed, insert medical certificate here-ish, I don't know, where do you want to put, here, saying I've passed. And then I think really all I'll need then is the go ahead from the schools to say when they open, hopefully July, and maybe a headset. It used to be that schools would give you a headset, or you would use the school headset, wipe it down or whatever, but they would have a fairly reasonable maybe lower end of the middle headset that their students would use. Obviously, at the end of COVID, that's not going to be the case, so I'll have to buy one. Here's a question, you guys can help me. The school have sent me their recommendation for a budget headset, about 100 quid, kind of bottom of the range, but brand new. Do you think I should get that, let's say at £100, bearing in mind that the top headset, or the widely renowned top headset at the minute, is £1,000? Do you think I should get that for 100 quid, brand new, all mine, never been used, or get what is widely thought of as the middle of the range, it's called a David Clark, for about 150, 200 quid, which is going to be maybe slightly better in terms of audio quality, mic quality, but again, just used. My thinking being, now let me stop here, because I know all the AV geeks out there are going to say, no, go out and get the Lightspeed Zulu 3, go out and get the Bose A20, the noise cancelling is amazing, all of that. I refer you to video 2 and the money. At this point, I'm not spending £1,000 on a brand new headset. But let me know what you think. Do you think brand new, lower end, or decent medium end for maybe 100 or maybe 50 quid more? Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. That'd be really, really helpful for me. Look, COVID blues is a real thing. And it's not just about COVID. It's about delay. It's about disruption. It's about inconvenience. We know this thing has been difficult, unprecedented. You know, we went into lockdown in the UK, 16th, 23rd of March. Other countries went into lockdown a lot sooner than we did. Who am I to judge? And it's been difficult. It's been a time of fear. It's been a lot of anxiety around. It's been a time of a lot of self-reflection, a lot of planning, a lot of scrapping those plans and making other plans, a lot of sadness. You know, a lot of us have lost people that we love and couldn't even get to them in that time. During this time, there's been the massive ripples of George Floyd and what's happened over in Minnesota, which just unprecedented. And I just think, you know, if anything, it's really good training for us as individuals, for those with dreams, and even those who are just cruising along in the middle of the lane, that, you know, we have to pace ourselves, you know, find something to get excited about, but try not to get too frustrated when that thing is not happening at the pace we want, at the speed we want. I recently got really annoyed because my new plan of taking 3 or 4 weeks out, and I'm just going to, you know, hit my training for 4 weeks and hopefully within 3 or 4 weeks have passed all my flying exams and stuff like that. Probably not going to happen like that. And that was mortifying for me until I kind of went, actually, I'll still be alive. I'll still have my family. I'll still have my loved ones. I'll still be eating and putting food on the table. Actually, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's not for the best. It's not what I want to do. And oftentimes we find that things aren't the way we want them to be. But, we adjust. That's something that as humans, as sentient beings, as God's creatures, that's what we're able to do, is adjust. So let's keep adjusting. And whilst we're adjusting, let's be aware. I think the other thing that this epidemic has really helped to bring out, and it's a positive thing, but it's a sad thing, is that isolation is real. Issues of mental health, you know, have become really apparent for some of us. And, you know, it's really important that we talk to people. Look, if you're somebody who is out there and you're feeling lonely, you're feeling down, don't wait till, you know, till it's too late. Just speak to people. You know, let's raise awareness. Let's be aware. Let's look out for our loved ones. Let's look out for people who aren't communicating maybe as much as they used to, or have turned into themselves. This is not really what I'd planned to say, but as it comes to me, I think it's really important. There's been such a push in the last 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years about recognising the pitfalls of people who have mental health struggles. And, you know, for so many people, particularly our elderly, they've been at home, locked away, taking care of themselves. No one to really talk to, no real grasp of technology. Look, let's look out for let's look out for each other. That's all I'm saying. And look out for ourselves. Let's love ourselves. Let's love each other. All right, it's getting soppy now. Yes, man. So before we go, as you were just hearing, I was doing the talk. We were talking about my talk slid into mental health. And then when I finished recording this, I found out that I was nominated for 25 press-ups a day for 25 days by my good friend and brother, Gavin Sinclair. Respect to the COVID throw. We're just raising awareness of mental health, PTSD, suicide, and similar issues. Today I'd like to nominate my good friend and brother, Richard Springer. God bless. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Catch you on the next one.